Well, today we are going to discuss the concept of Jenkins installation and basic configuration like plugins configurations and some important plugins as well. So let's start. Why actually it's important, Jenkins? Okay, well, let me just briefly tell you why it is important for software development lifecycle. When you start planning any software and then you start building and developing it, after you write a code and develop that stuff, then you need to somehow push to the server somewhere, and then on your server it's doing some stuff, and then definitely it's not the thing that you can achieve in a one go, which means there is a need of continuous development. And your developer are sitting your in a different scenarios in a remote fashion in different places, which means that it gets more it's getting more difficult right now with this home office possibility and globalization and digitalization, where different people can work from different computer and different setting, different time zone even. Now, well, great. So let me just give you example of Nokia. Was a big player lately in the mobile phone industry. So they had this problem that, well, they had just very niche level small feature building process for their package management. But they had a lot of market share in the mobile phone, and what they supposed to do is that, what they were doing back in time is that was that they usually set a time period. So every single build and source code change and development done during the day was pushing to this was pushed to the server, which called nightly build. You can also nowadays see nightly build in TensorFlow and in other libraries. The concept of nightly build. So yeah, and also like TensorFlow or PyTorch, they had this nightly build version, which means that they push every code to some place, and they had big server, and over the night they used to build the package and shift and deploy that stuff into the production. So that was actually style back then. So this is one use case. What is the problem in hand with this stuff is that there are 200 developers doing some stuff. They commit some code, they change some code. These code need to be tested and trialed. This code need to be checked that everything works or not. And then after some time, your existing services must not interrupt. And then your new feature must be deployed and packaged and built so that new feature works and people could access it online or not. So definitely there is a lot of thing, which means there is a time bound like time which required to interrupt your services to deploy your package. Plus, if any bugs is there, you need to remove that bug within this cycle of the code. So these are the very typical example that the time frame needed actually to deploy your code since it developed and it's become the part of your final project, and the fashion it don't interrupt the existing server is way more challenging what we think, especially when it comes to a big project. So here comes a lot of tools, a lot of stuff has been done by the community to solve this problem, but in the end there are a couple of tools which are much famous in the industry. Yeah, definitely some of the tools really depends on the some specific nature of the project sometime, but in general most of the people in industry use Jenkins or GitLab, actually these stuff to do the CI/CD. They call it CI/CD, like CD means that continuous development concept, and CI means continuous integration concept. So why this is important? This is important to actually they solve the problem that the moment you commit the code, it automatically start building only the part of the code which is necessary to build that typical feature, or we can say that set of that feature. I mean, if the feature has three parts, and it would start building that specific part for which this code has been written. So This is very fascinating. So this is now something like completely continuous. So the moment you do something here, you write something here, it's automatically upload and shown on the user end. So in between, there are a lot of stuff. You need to, for example, to achieve this concept, you need to write test, test like unit test, you know, nose test, or any kind of py test in for the Python. These kind of tests, for example, we are talking about Python here. You need to write test. You need to write integration tests. And what is happening is that you also specify the build process. That what happen if somebody commit your code. Somebody write git commit m message, and this trigger automatically Jenkins when you configure it in that way. It pushes some code somewhere, and that code went through the integration and testing phase where it tests the functionality, where it tests the integration with all microservices, whether your code is compatible with all of the ecosystem has been built, and then it's automatically built and automatically control the version, automatically take care of the backups and dependencies management. For example, your code needs some dependencies time and again, and it's create the artifact of out of it in the local repository. So if the internet even is not working, so it can get those repositories. So these things are done by the Jenkins. So now this is the basic concept. We are not going into much detail, but Jenkins gives you a continuous package development and deployment and integration and a lot of other features. Why this Jenkins is much fascinating? Jenkins is open source, right? Open source, number one, beautiful tool. The second important and fascinating thing about Jenkins is that ability of third party plugins. So this is what make this software stand out in the market, because a lot of people write a lot of stuff and they made this available. Sometimes they made it available for a very minimal fee. But the thing is that the amount of work they have done or the problem set they are solving is a big higher, has much big significance, and it serves a lot of stuff. So this means that now this Jenkins become very vast and very deep on the horizon, which means that you can really do a lot of stuff with that. Super. Now even you can integrate or you can work with many different tools alongside with this thing. Another beautiful things that Jenkins is language agnostic. You can it just take care of your building and package management and integration and continuously development cycle stuff. Rest of everything, regardless in which language you do. So if you're working in the Python, you can just install Python plugin for Jenkins, configure it a bit with your Git, and it never knows what code you write and which kind of code you write. So this plugin take care of your virtual environments and dependency stuff in the Python way, and you don't have to worry. Second thing is that this Jenkins thing is actually Jenkins thing is actually Java written. So this application is written in the Java. That's why the Maven building packaging project management tool Maven, or those are kind of native to it, which means that this application is written on Java. Those tools are for Java or Java related dependencies, and it supports those features as well. It doesn't mean that if you're doing something in Python, you cannot rely on this Jenkins stuff. No, because this is as I said, it is language agnostic, and you can use any language for this. The main problem it's solving is the continuous development. It's not solving any problem of feature enhancement or language enrichment. So that's why this is the primary concept of the Jenkins. Now one caution is that it's a little bit sometimes problematic. A lot of tutorial on internet and everything. which is kind of little bit misleading that they don't. And the second thing is that Java itself not complained anything about the JDK or Java dependency. But one trick is that regardless whatever you do or any tutorial on the internet you follow to install Jenkins, it gives you a lot of error or failure of the start. So in this tutorial, I'm gonna tell you that how you can really install it error free. Okay. So now back to installation of the Jenkins. Here is the basic steps you need to follow to install Jenkins. The important catch is here that every tutorial is going to tell you that you just need to install Open GDK, but headless is very important and version 11 is important because right now they don't complain, but somehow it crashes and it gives you a lot of error. First thing first, you can just go here. You can say Ubuntu. If you're using Windows 11, if you are using Ubuntu, it's great. You're already on the native setup. So you can go here, you can just start Ubuntu, install whatever Ubuntu suits you. There are a lot of packages here. Once you install it, Ubuntu is gonna come in here. Ubuntu, for example, this. When you click this, you're gonna get Ubuntu then, right? For example, if I say Ubuntu here, Ubuntu is open. So all you need is you just need to actually one by one copy paste this command here, right? And copy this command, then you copy this command to add key, then you add this table release there, and then you supply get start, and then you can in the end when everything works you can just copy and paste this here. Okay, server not start, so status, we can see the status here. Okay, it's already running, so we don't need to run it again. So it's running. The thing is that then you can always go to check initial server setting. For that, you always need to copy this command here up to this, which means that okay, it's gonna give you actually the initial password setting for the first time, right? Sudo up to here and copy and paste. Okay, I guess I haven't start the server first, but one thing you need to start. So up to here it's okay, no problem. If you have installed headless, this you can check the status, and as you can see, status is running, everything good. But the thing is now WSL. We are on WSL, which means that WSL don't have any graphical user interface of the Ubuntu and Windows, and under the hood actually it's trying to connect with X server installed on the window, which means that it's under the hood actually connecting all the app you want to see graphically. It's going through the tunnel of the window X server, which is the display server for Windows. So which means that it's actually coming from WSL subsystem Linux to the window. So that's why you need to maybe need to install Snap, install Firefox, or anything else. Snap install. No, I'm not sure that we need to sudo or not, but okay. For example, in my case, it's already installed, and then I can say Firefox and then HTTP localhost and maybe 8080. Uh, okay, now this server is running somewhere else. We need to first disconnect it. So it's in another PC it's running. Let me just quickly this okay. Let me just now try it again. So yes, now the problem is that you won't be able to see this first time. When you see this first time, you're gonna see something like interface of ins inst of running first time password. So you need to supply this code here, copy, and then paste it somewhere here, and then it's gonna give you some password. You supply that password. Those are admin password, and please also keep them in these password in your repository somewhere because these passwords are important for me. These are this, and then for example I'm ready to launch this server. That's how this look like. For you it's gonna look like a little bit different, so it's gonna ask you for administration. Oh, sorry. It's gonna ask you for that. Please set up your admin pass. You need to provide admin pass. Then it's gonna say what you wanna install, a standard Jenkins or some customized plugin. You're gonna say standard plugin, and then it's gonna say, okay, please give your password and username. And once you give this password and username, you come here and hope so that I remember my password. And then now you can see that I am able to here create a job, do whatever I want. I can configure stuff here. I can build different package. I can install different package. So in the next step, I'm going to really run some meaningful code and meaningful pipeline to show you that how this stuff works. Thank you very much.